Is that a breakup?
I think we have a situation right here.
On the Feeling Station.
Big man, I know this is the first time that you are listening to the Feeling Station podcast, and it's in delivering an episode yourself. So just want to start by saying thank you so much for doing this.
Oh, no worries. Thank you for having me.
For those listening to this podcast for the first time, it's a romantic, family, and friendship breakup podcast showcasing stories that people would like to talk about with a view to give lessons behind their experiences. Now, I hope you find today's story interesting, but more importantly, meaningful. And the podcast is really popular for two main reasons. The first being I do my best to keep my guests anonymous. So I'm going to give you a name that you're going to use for the duration of this episode. Are you ready for this, brother?
Let's do it.
So I'm giving you a name from Rwanda. Lovely
Okay.
East African name.
Oh, nice.
And your name is going to be Shema.
Shema.
Yeah, which is Shema.
Shema.
And what that means is pride.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you
yeah.
generally a guy that walks around with a lot of pride and confidence in who you are and what you do, etc., etc.?
I mean, the pride aspect of things are more the confidence.
Oh, yeah?
You've always got to be confident in this, especially in this day and age.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So more time, definitely confident.
Fantastic. So that's Shema. And what name are you giving the lady that you're going to be talking about today?
I'm just going to give you a real name. Her name is Janet.
You're not even...
I'm teasing. No, that's not her real name.
got me there, but you got me. You got me good. Okay.
Suspicious, yeah.
So the story is about Shema and Janet.
Yeah.
And the second reason why the podcast is really popular is that they're real life lessons that people walk away with.
Of course.
So what would you like anybody listening to your episode today to walk away with?
It's real simple. You know what? Life is real.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to beat around the bush and say, do the good or do the bad. Because what's good for some is bad for others.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you understand? At the end of the day. So my initial piece of advice, or what I want you to learn from this, let not your left hand know what your right hand is doing and vice versa. So in other words, if you're doing it, be wise about what you're doing, you know? And obviously, I'm not going to go as cliche as to say do it in secret, but you know what? At the end of the day, you know why you're doing what you're doing. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So what works for you, do what works for you.
So that lesson is let not your left hand know what your right hand is doing.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Shema, let's get straight into it then.
Let's do it.
Tell me how you met Janet and why you felt I wanted to be mine.
So here's what it is, right? I met Janet. So I was very deeply on the Christian circuit. So, and I was very popular, should I say.
What made you popular?
What made me popular was the character I was and what the character did.
What's that?
Basically, so he was involved in a lot of music.
Not he. We're talking about you.
The character.
Yeah,
I'm breaking him down as a character.
doesn't say that I was.
Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, I was in music. Music. I was doing music from a young age, basically, and it carried me through throughout my teens and through to my 20s, through to my 30s. Do you know what I'm saying? Basically, so it's been with me since young.
From a young age, yeah.
From a young age, basically. And obviously I excelled in it as time went by, basically. So as I excelled in it, obviously, it brought a lot of attention, a lot of status. So comes status, comes a lot of perks, should I say.
Comes perks.
Comes a lot of perks, as I like to put it.
Okay.
Comes a lot of perks. Obviously, a lot of people say comes a lot of responsibility. Yeah, there's that aspect of it as well. But, you know, at the end of the day, it works in your favor, you know, so obviously attracting people, etc., etc. Obviously it was expected. So do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, drew a lot of attention, drew a lot of female attention. So hence this is how I met. Basically, when I say, fell for a girl, fell for somebody, obviously. I like to believe she fell for me well. Yeah, I would like to believe she fell for me as well.
So basically, you and Janet went to the same church.
Same church,
And because you're a musician, you're quite popular.
Quite popular, yep, that's it.
Now, what you just described makes it sound as if the women would come to you, but at the same time, it sounds like she caught your eye as well.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, you know what it is. At the end of the day, I'll be wrong to say it was just a one-way thing.
Yeah, so what happened
You know
there?
what I mean?
Who made the other's interest known first? Was she the one to say, I like you, or you said you like her first?
Funny enough, I'm not going to lie. She approached me.
Oh, right, okay.
I know it sounds so cliche. It sounds so cliche, but no, she approaches me. Then obviously talking commences from that point there. You know what I mean? And obviously comes talking, comes obviously familiarity comes comfortable, and etc. As days go by, the chemistry gets stronger and stronger, and then you know what I'm saying, the rest is history. So obviously it started from talking, and then as time went by, obviously feelings started to grow.
What did you like about her?
You know what it was at the time? Obviously young and naive. Obviously looks, drew my eye like no man's business. You know, the fact that we can talk about things. Obviously she opened up about things, whereas at that time, in that day, in those days there, you couldn't open up about certain things. But obviously she felt free enough to obviously open up about it. This is how she felt about it. And you know what? It was like, I honored that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're opening up to me and you're telling me how you feel about this and what you did and etc. And obviously vice versa, you know, so we're sharing. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, from when we're sharing, obviously, it's that level of intimacy, it's that level of vulnerability. Do you know what I mean? Basically, she's feeling my vulnerable side, vice versa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So obviously, when you, in scenarios like that, when you're at that level of vulnerability, and you're able to share each other's vulnerable experiences, then obviously it develops and it builds.
What was your vulnerable experience that you shared with her?
My vulnerable experience at the time was obviously opening up about my past in regards to my dad, my biological dad. Basically, at those days there, because it was such a deep, it was a deep situation, which scarred me from young. Do you know what I mean? So even to mention my dad's name certain times, it was like, yeah, you ruined my day now. Do you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So for me to be able to open up about that in the first place, that there, it was like, wow. You know what I mean? And then for one to receive it, you know, and obviously to react in a very empathetic, sympathetic, you know, response.
Yeah.
It was, for me, it was like, rah, okay. This girl really cares. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously when you're at that level of spotlight, or when you're at that level of like status, people are only looking at you a certain way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But whereas they're not looking behind, they're not looking past the image, the glitz and the glamour, the flair. They're not looking at past that. But whereas with Janet, she looked past all of that. Do you know what I'm saying?
It sounds like Janet was one of the first few people that you actually spoke to about your relationship with your dad and what had happened in the past.
100%.
What had made you not open up to anybody else before?
It was too cringe. You know, and how I felt towards my dad because of what happened in itself, it was always an ugly outcome.
So what happened?
I'm going to share from what he shared with me.
Yeah.
When obviously we spoke about it and everything. So reach out to each other. So cut long story short, his side of things was, he got with my mum because obviously it was similar to like it being an arranged marriage. So he didn't really want it.
Right.
Yeah, but obviously to make his mum happy, because his mum was a very influential person from like, obviously back in those days, where they were from, you know. So that being said, obviously his thing was, you know what, to respect my mum, I'm just going to do it anyway. I'm not getting any younger, so I'm going to do it anyway. Right. You know, so obviously you got married, etc. Obviously things didn't work out. Ended up really, really drastic, you know, to an extent of my birth. According to my mum, my birth, let's just say nobody wanted me in existence, right? Basically from birth, you know, because of how things have turned out. So obviously both families are, you know, at war with would I say war? Yeah, war. Grandma's obviously bitter because like literally she wasn't expecting it to be the outcome that it was. You know what I'm saying? So cut a long story short, time has gone by now. Obviously I'm born, I'm in existence now. And you know, the routine was me go to my dad's house every weekend. But then like one weekend, I remember, I just didn't want to go. So I told my mum, Mum, I don't want to go. I just want to stay here. Stay at Mum's house. But then, for some reason, my dad had taken it some next way, like as if I was manipulated into saying he didn't want to go. Because most of the times when I go to my dad's house, obviously I don't want to go back to mum's house because, I've had so much fun. You know what I mean? So he's looking at it as, well, you always have fun when you come down here. So what's this random I don't want to go now? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in saying that now, it was, my dad looked at it as, okay, whoever's been manipulating your head, because I'm clearly not taking this as you don't want to come. Someone's basically said something to your headspace. And because someone's basically tried to manipulate you, boom, I'm not having it. So he gets to the house anyway, because I remember I rang him and said, Dad, I don't want to come. I just want to stay at mum's. But then he's coming anyway. So then like, I'm looking at that now. I said, Mum, why is he coming? I don't want to go. I was like, when he gets it, just tell him you don't want to go. So obviously he's rung the intercom. He's rung the intercom to say, for mum to obviously answer the door. So I said on the intercom, I said, Dad, I don't want to come today. I don't want to come. Next minute, the words exactly were, open the damn door. So when I heard him say, open the damn door, I'm like, Mum, he said, open the damn door. So my mum's now gone and opened it for him to come up. So next minute now, obviously, daring talking, doing the back and forths. And then that's when he opened up. I was like, but certain times he doesn't want to come back home when he comes to me. So where has this all of a sudden come? Where has this all of a sudden come from? So now he's obviously looking at me and saying, boy, come, get your shoes on, let's go. And out of respect, obviously, I didn't know how to say no back then. So obviously he's 6 years old, basically, and this has happened. And I'm getting my shoes on now because obviously just be obedient. That's all I knew. Do you know what I mean? So my mum all of a sudden now has told him, he said he didn't want to come. So if you don't want to come, what are you doing? So obviously I've gotten to the door now and what I'm saying is he's dragged my hand, walking me to, it was a balcony. So we lived on the top floor. So there's a balcony, it was an estate. He's now walked me towards the exit of the balcony. So as he's walking me now, I felt another hand dragging me back. So my mum's holding one side and my dad's holding the other side. So whereas now it's tug of war. So at this point here, I've noticed this ain't playing. They mean what they're doing. So now what have I done? I've gone into screaming mode and I've just gone into crying mode. So then next minute now, as I'm crying now, he's now walked towards me, bypassed me, grips my mum, held her against the wall, hands on neck and trying to strangle her. So as he's doing that now, I'm looking at him like, stop that, stop that. So obviously I've clenched fists now and I'm now hitting him on his back. Stop, 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 daddy, stop, stop, stop. So he turns around to me and looks at me, says, get inside now. Again, obedient boy, I'm screaming my lungs off because this is not right. Do you know what I mean? And obviously the neighbors have come out. Now, one neighbor has come out to see, before the neighbor came out, basically what had happened was he's now gripped my mum, taken her towards the exit of the balcony, flung her on the floor, and is now fisting, hammering at her, punching. So at that point there, all I can do is just scream and cry because obviously I'm 6 years old. My dad's how old? My mum's how old? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. And it's so mad because it's the first time that I've seen or witnessed drama, any sort of drama like this happening. Do you know what I'm saying? So seeing that there now, 6 years old, never seen it before. I'm traumatized as hell.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to do. So all I remember was I was running up and down the stairs, just crying, because I didn't know what to do. One of the things that I used to do when I was in that mode there, let me go sleep. Let me just lie down on the bed and sleep. That did not work.
You couldn't,
That did not work one bit. So I've taken my head off and I've come back downstairs only to see, he's still hammering. Bam, bow, bow, bow. So I'm like, stop, screaming my lungs off at this point here. So as I scream now, that's when the neighbor has now come out to see, hold hold on. No, he's beating her. You know? So at that point there, the neighbors now told me, go inside. Just go inside. So as I've gone inside now I don't know what's happened there, but as I went inside, I came back out and I saw my dad standing and he was like, boy, come, let's go. So I'm looking at him like, this time I'm speechless. I don't know what to say now because like, damn, like this has happened. Do you know what I'm saying? And that being said now, as that's happened, now I'm there crying my eyes out. Do you know what I'm saying? Because like, this is horrible. Do you know what I'm saying? So as this is going on, he's now said, come. I can't come because I don't know what to do now. My mum's still sitting there. So he's come and lifted me up and taken me downstairs into the car. And his words to me were, if you do that again, you're going to get the fight. I'm like, rah, I don't want no fight. I don't want nothing. That day there, I remember I told my mum, he said, yeah, Dad said, if I say that again, we're going to get the fight. So then it was that week, the following week was where we left Leicester because all this happened in Leicester. I was living in Leicester at the time. Yeah. So all this happened in Leicester. So that was the week that we left Leicester and we came straight to London to start our living in London.
To be away from your dad.
Be away from my dad, yeah.
So this is what you opened up to Janet.
Turned out to Janet now, obviously broke down one of those to her. And obviously the way she received it was deep.
Yeah.
It was a deep thing.
So it made you feel like you can warm up to her and that's what deepened the
100%.
feelings that you had.
100%.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So
you and Janet then, you guys are progressing because obviously you've opened up to each other and stuff and the relationship is going well. You've obviously said that you found it very attractive.
Yeah.
And you found it to be empathetic.
Oh no, of course, 100%.
To what you were saying. And needless to say, you're a popular guy, you're playing music, etc., etc. So we already know what she was into about you. So how did your relationship progress then? How did things move forward with her?
Yeah, the relationship was nice. I mean, obviously the first few years, you know what I mean? First few months, yeah, everything was nice. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is where now the familiarity plays a big part because obviously as time has gone by now, not only have you gone past the glitz and glamour of things to obviously meeting me from a vulnerable perspective, from a habitual perspective. So you know what my habits are, you know what ticks me off, you know what, do you know what I mean? What I really like, what my real likes are, what my dislikes are. Do you know what I'm saying? And because the person behind the glitz and glamour doesn't match the glitz and glamour, so all of a sudden, contentment now all of a sudden creeps its way in, and then that's where the dislike or the disattraction, sorry, I'm not using the right words, but the attraction now all of a sudden
fades.
Starts to, you know, it's like chewing gum. Obviously, once the sweet is gone, the chewing gum's just the gum, but it will still be in your mouth until you're ready to spit it out. So basically, this was how it was. You know, obviously, you realize, okay, the glitz and glamour, but I'm just living a normal life. The normal life that I'm living isn't catering as much as it's meant to cater.
To her.
So, certain ways that I dress. Obviously, back then, there was a certain style of dressing, you know what I'm saying? Basically, whereas I didn't fit into the style of dress in which she liked. I didn't fit into the style of characteristics in which she favored. Do you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So because of that now, all these things here were her little red flags.
Well, her little red flags.
Her little red flags.
About you.
About me.
Right.
Because I didn't fit in to what it was that she actually wanted. Do you get what I'm saying? So obviously, as time went by now, things like disrespect started kicking in. But because I wasn't the person that I am now, back then, it was a thing of, rah, I'll let this one slide. Okay.
What would she do, for example?
So we would be, I remember there was a scenario, right? Where we were coming back. I think it was from, was it a youth service? I can't remember exactly what it was, but we were coming back from something, right? And the bus, we were all on the bus. Obviously, somebody with status, yeah? Somebody who's in glitz and glamour, yeah? Let me just say, isn't going to be riding on a bus.
Okay, yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not riding on a bus.
You should be driving or something.
You should be driving, or you should have a brethren who drives. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, I did have brethren who drive. Do you get what I'm saying? But the brethren who I knew who drove, obviously they were on different agendas. Do you know what I mean? Basically, so because of that now, it was, yeah, we're all on a bus. Okay. While we're on a bus, this bus is a bit ram. This bus is a bit packed. So I remember I was sitting in front of her, whereas she was sitting behind me. But then there was a guy who was next to her. Hear the disrespect now. This guy has all of a sudden started chatting to her. Okay. I'm not going to hold it to the guy because the guy didn't know that was my missus.
Okay, yeah.
But guess what? He's chatting to her. She's now entertaining the talk. So all my lot are now looking like, fam, ain't that your girl? I goes, yeah. What? And she's chatting to her next brother. Do you get what I'm saying? But obviously, I'm hearing that now, and I'm looking at this now, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, what in God's name did I do to you for you to now all of a sudden throw this back in my face? Do you get what I'm saying? How dare you? So obviously now, I've now kicked up a switch. Like am I an idiot? Obviously, when you're young back then.
On the bus.
Am I stupid? So I turned around to her. I said, am I stupid? Am I that silly? The Brer has obviously now backed off because he's seen that I've kicked off. So he's now, all right, let me just hold my corner. Because there's no way this madman is now all of a sudden now going to take out his business on me. So that being said now, yeah? 2-2s now, our stoppers come, we're getting off. Best believe I lash out at this girl one time. I said, fam, what are you playing at? What's really good in it? Like, talk to me in it. Like, what go on? So she's now turning around to me. It's like, well, it's not like you took my number. What's the problem? I said, oh, is it? Swear down. Is that what you're gonna do, man? Yeah. What? He never took your number. So because he never took your number, it's all right to entertain the talk. Yeah. Is that what you're telling me? What? He was just talking to me. I said, oh, is it? Okay, cool. That was one of the scenarios. Do you get me? So at that point there, obviously, had our back and forth. Okay, squashed it, obviously. A little bit of chemistry here and there. You know what I'm saying? Intimacy here and there. Everything nice the next day. It's back to square one. It's back to normal. Do you get it? Hi, babes. How you doing? Okay. Are you coming over? The second red flag for her was, well, you're this big dumb with status. What are you doing at your mum's house?
Oh.
Why are we still trying to dodge the wall? At least book a hotel.
What trying to dodge the wall?
Why are we trying to duck and dive?
Wow. Book a hotel, brother.
Here we go. Watch this now. A man with status should obviously be making his own money. Okay. That is if I was in the main world, and that is if I was so solid. Yes, then I should be making my own money. That's if I was a Romeo. That's if I was a Harvey. That's if I was a Mega Man. No, I wasn't Romeo and I wasn't Harvey. I was me. In the church.
What instrument did you play?
Oh, I was a drummer. Not only was I a drummer, I was also a vocalist.
Yes, brother.
I was also a vocalist. Whereas the praise and worship is going on. And I would be doing my thing. And the church would be roaring like, yes, he's doing it for God.
But you're still dodging corners. You're still dodging walls.
Not only are we dodging corners, oh, here the killer. What was my source of income? Because it wasn't from the music.
Offerings.
No, I was working in McDonald's.
Aye.
Brother. Weekend shift at McDonald's.
And did she know you were doing McDonald's?
She used to come and meet me after work because she was getting free burger. Don't hurt my feelings. Don't play with my emotions. Don't disrespect my character. Don't hate on this fellow Homo sapien. Wow. Man. I was working in McDonald's. Only doing weekend shift. Because, what was I doing? Church boy.
Status.
A status.
So now she's asking, why can't you book me hotels?
No, she wasn't even asking that.
No.
It was, my mum's home, so you can't come round. Your mum's home, so I can't come to you.
So where were you getting intimate then?
When her mum did night shift. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. When mum was doing night shift.
Then you'd also do your night shift.
Then we was also doing hours. No, after hours. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Brother, listen, let me tell you. We had it all planned. We had it all planned. Back then, remember, having a phone, yeah? You had to have credit on your phone.
Yeah.
Because there was no way, yeah? There was no way on earth. If you didn't have credit on your phone, yeah, there was no way of communication. There was no means and no way of communication. You had to have credit. So, in saying that now, credit on phone. Oh, here dialect. Oh, you will laugh. Oh, you are laughing. Oh, God. Watch this now. So, remember when house phone was very, 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 very necessary?
Yeah.
So obviously, one of the things that we had to watch out for was, back then, obviously, you're young. Your mum obviously has a phone in her room. You two, you have phone downstairs. So if I'm contacting you,
if she picks up in
if
the
she
bedroom,
picks up the phone and yes, I love you, she was a Roman Catholic. Do you get what I'm saying?
yeah.
Proper. Do you get what I'm saying? So if she heard, I love you, oh, there's problem. There's problem. Oh, she wanted her daughter to be a nun. Oh, Jesus. Literally. So in saying that, if I'm meeting you at 9 o'clock, because obviously mum leaves, yeah, at 8:30. So we give her half an hour. I ring her, be like, yeah, so how much was it? And how much am I paying you for? So yeah, we'll say, let's make it £9.30.
No.
Let's make it £9.30.
Wow. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Calculation was on point. Hey, wow, brother. Literally, we calculated and like, it was so perfect. It was so perfect because like, it's so funny when I would arrive at the house, yeah, let's say, yeah, we say 9:30. So in other words, give it 2 hours, get to mine for 10. Remember, I'm a Christian boy who lives at home with his parents. If I'm leaving the house at 9 o'clock, for what reason am I leaving the house at 9 o'clock?
I was about to ask.
What are you doing that? Yeah, my friend's got a studio, innit? That's what I told them. But like, my friend's got a studio, so I'm
going for studio session.
I'm going for studio session. That's it. Yeah, you know what I mean? Go for the studio session. And I won't come back until like early hours of the morning. When I say early hours of the morning, we're talking about like what? 3, 4 a.m. in the morning.
Wow.
Because obviously her mum gets back at 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
So we've got to be smart with it. Do you know what I mean? So obviously at that time there, it's, Mum, I'm going to the studio and I was calculated. Calculations is on point. I was the holiest of holiest until now. Oh my God, until I had my son. My Lord still put as a virgin. Oh Jesus.
Oh wow, really?
Oh yeah, they still thought I was a virgin. Oh bless them. Oh yeah. Oh, I was bad. But yeah, no. So that being said now, obviously.
Yeah, Janet is asking about the questions. You know, you're still with your mums.
Yeah.
But you say that as a red flag.
It was a red.
But why do you say it was a red flag?
It was a red flag for her because obviously we both wanted the freedom to be able to access each other a lot more and more easier instead of obviously jumping the barrel and trying to avoid seeing each other at each parents' house. Do you know what I mean? So that being said, now, and again, it was a thing of where if we were to do any sort of activities or anything, we had to be within the circumference of our settings by a certain time.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So that was another reason why we couldn't do the hotel thing. Do you know what I mean? But that being said, it was a thing of where, again, what it was, my lot, Christians, her mum, Roman Catholic. Do you see what I'm saying? So because it's that, we couldn't even do it anyway.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah,
So,
you weren't supposed to, yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously when mum's gone to work, obviously, and if my lot are at church, basically where, if they're at church, I'll just be like, yeah, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. So then obviously come into the yard, chill in the yard, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, or if them lot are at work, da-da-da-da-da-da. And that's how we used to play it. Do you know what I'm saying? So in it all, it was always a thing of where it was never that. Nobody ever knew that this was what was going on.
Okay.
Basically. So obviously, as time went by now, the access thing again became a problem. I've got to go rehearsal. She's obviously at that point of where she's fed up because are we going to be just doing this kind of thing? Are we going to excel? Are you going to start driving? Because again, I ain't got a car. I ain't driving. I ain't making money like that. My money's not to the ceiling like that, whereas I can have a car. Whereas we can just be in the car. Do you know what I mean? So again, guess what? While I'm at rehearsal now, I get one of my boys come to me. Yo, I swear, I could have sworn I just saw your missus on the bus. I said, what bus was it? They said it was the bus that goes to Southeast. Did you see your missus today? I said, no, all I know is that she was at home. When I spoke to her, she goes, nah, I just saw her a second ago. She's on the bus. So I asked her, I said, where you going? What, like, literally, one of my boys just said they saw you.
Yeah.
She goes, nah, they never saw me. That wasn't me. So I turned around and said, I goes, no, that's her. She says it was her. It wasn't her. Meanwhile, what they really wanted to tell me was, as she saw them, she started hiding. So, obviously, they couldn't say it then. They couldn't say it then because they didn't want to be too inner. So they left it. Okay, cool. Now, mind you, all this, the dodging of the parents, all that happened in the winter. The antics started showing from springtime going into summer. So there was one Sunday after a good performance at church. Okay, Janet, you've gone to your friend's house to spend the weekend. You're supposed to be coming back.
Yeah.
Her brother's meant to drop you home because her brother offered to give you a lift. But in saying that, he's not having it now. So you can't go. So whereas I'm like, okay, cool. You know what? Let me just come down there anyway. Let me just come down to that means I'll come meet you and then we'll roll together. I don't mind.
Yeah.
I've got heavy bags on me though. I said, I don't business.
Yeah. Yeah.
I carry these heavy bags. That's not a problem. You know that's not a problem. So, okay. I'm on my way now. As I'm on my way, I hear this youth in the background. Your girl ain't going nowhere. So I'm like, who's not going nowhere? Who was that? She goes, oh no, that's just her friend's brother. Her friend's brother's friend. Shouting in the background. So whereas I'm like, okay, seeing, chill out. Tell them to chill out, innit? Like, literally, it's not a problem. It's not an issue. I'll be on my way there. We'll see. We'll see who will leave where and who will do what. So anywho now, I'm on my way down there now. So this was in Southeast. I'm on my way down there now to go and get her. I've now entered the borough. Rung her now, no answer. Rung her again, no answer. Third time ringing, I'm hearing again, a brother answer the phone. What? Who is this? What do you want? I said, can you just put Janet on the phone, please, and stop being silly? This brother's now all of a sudden turn around. She don't want you anyway. Can you not see that? Like, wagwan.
Wow.
You're going no more. Get a grip of yourself, my brother. So I'm like, put Janet on the phone now and get off the line. I said, Janet, who the hell was that? And why is he talking on your phone? Like, why is he answering your phone? Why are you like, wagwan? What's really good? She goes, no, don't worry. My phone was in the front room and obviously, boom, he was there. So he answered the phone. I said, all right, cool.
Yeah, but who is he? You know?
Again, her friend's brother's brethren. He was acting up. So at that point there now, I've now landed in that vicinity. She's now rung me back to say, don't worry, he's dropping me home now. I'm getting in the car.
After you've got to the neighborhood.
Because at the point she didn't think I was actually going to do it. So now that I've arrived, she's now rung me to say, yeah, no, he's going to drop me back. I said, don't worry, I'm here. I'm here now. Where's your location?
Yeah.
Show me where your location is. She goes, no, don't worry. So then a bickering started again. I said, what's with the hesitation? I've made my way down here, so I'm here. Next minute now, guess what? The brother's now again in the background. Just tell him to F off, like literally, what's his problem? I said, put that brother on the phone. Put him on the phone. Quick thing. So as you put him on the phone now, I said, hey brother, listen, shut your mouth and fall back. Yeah? Find your skin and go and settle. Do you understand? Literally, this is a two-way thing. Yeah? You have no part or no say in it. You probably want a piece of the girl and the girl don't want you. Yeah? Shift and keep it moving. So obviously now, I've told him about himself. He's now, rare. I swear down. You come down to this area. Okay, cool. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Mind you, this was young me. This is not me now. Whereas me now, when I hear that kind of talk there, it's savage.
Yeah.
Back then, it was whatever.
Yeah.
At the time as well, at that specific time, what I didn't say was, I was still suited and booted.
You still suited? Oh yeah, of
I
course.
was still suited
because you're coming from church.
From church. So now there's me like, do you know what I mean? So, rah, this guy's all running his mouth. He's probably now, at this point here, I don't know, he could be a roadman. Whereas he's got things. All I've got to fend myself
is a Bible.
No, not even a Bible. Not even a Bible. I've got my tie. Pink tie at that. Pink tie. And the only sharp object I've got is my keys.
Wow.
Which again, I wasn't really fickle. I wasn't really rolled like that. Because I'm a celebrity. I'm a church boy. God is on my side. He will protect me. Oh yeah, right. With Jesus. Anywho. So, I've now gotten to this vicinity now because I told her, listen, wherever it is, show me where that is. So she was like, yeah, okay, come meet us here. We're in this vicinity right now.
Come meet us.
Yeah, come meet us all here because obviously her friend was there. She was claiming that she had a friend there as well.
Right.
So come here. I said, yeah, I'm going to come meet you and this friend. And I swear down, if that brer shows his face, best believe it's on. So at that point there now, I've now gotten there now. Bro, I kid you not. The first question that was going through my head was, where's your friend? Where's this girlfriend that you said you were staying with?
Yeah.
Because all I'm seeing is bear man. When I say bear man, enough man were in that vicinity there. Enough man. I basically it looked like, do you know, if you've seen Men in Black?
Yeah.
Obviously, Men in Black, obviously Will Smith and, what's his name? Whatever his name is, the white fella. Forgotten his name. But like, obviously they're fighting aliens. That's how it looked. It looked like I was in the midst of a bunch of creatures. Hoodies. Now, here's the funny part. It wasn't just roadman. We're not talking Top Boy Road, man.
No.
We're talking, this is African Boys Road, man. Do you get what I'm saying? Some of these men are, it's not only just weapons that these men roll with. Some of these men have, obviously, they've done cults. Some of them, they're under different coverings altogether. Some of these men have done judge. They don't need no weapons. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All they have to do is look at you a certain way. Boom, that's it. You're gone. African spirituality is dangerous. My God. My mom used to tell me once, she said, don't hit anybody because, you know, if you hit somebody, they might be dead already. Then they'll fall down. No, then that's you. You're going to prison. You're going to jail.
Yeah, true.
You understand?
True.
So some of these man ain't human. Some African man ain't human, especially these little boys. From some of the stuff that I hear that these men do, and some of the stuff that I've witnessed, best believe you're not dealing with just any road man that's holding a knife in his pocket.
Right.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
You're dealing with some next alien business. Do you understand? Mami water is real. Do you understand? Some of these kids, hey, Mami water has sex with Hercules, and then they came with them. My God. Do you understand? Do you get what I'm saying? So more time now, it's a thing of where these were FOB boys. Do you get what I'm saying? So obviously now, I've now seen this you. I said, hold on a minute, Janet, who the hell is that brother that you were just walking with? Yeah, that was the boy that we was talking to, innit? I said, oh, is it? I said, you come here. But only to realize, boom, as I said, come here, he's coming now. I'm seeing an entourage of quite a few of them are now coming.
Ay.
So I'm like, okay, calm. Either way. So he's now come to my face, riling up his mouth. When I mean running it, like run. Yeah, what was you going to do? Mind you, this boy was taller than me. Okay, he wasn't wham, he wasn't wedge. Back then, I wasn't wham. Do you understand? I was as skinny as anything. That was another thing. That was a red flag for her. Because obviously, back then, you're younger. Obviously, the more muscular, the better. But guess what he had? He was road. Not only was he road, he was driving. Not only was he driving, yeah, he had status. Because in that southeast area, him and a few other boys, he was like, let's say, I wouldn't say ringleader, but
he was up there.
he was in there, known as one of the savages of savages. Do you get what I'm saying? He liked fighting. That was his thing. That was why he was able to run his mouth on the phone. So whereas I'm like, okay, if you're going to do me something, best believe you best make sure that you do it and you do it well. That was all that I had to lean on, to stand by. Because at the point of where you've done it well, or at the point of where you've touched me, that means I can pull out my keys. I can pull out my keys and I can just... Because I had a bit of... I had a nail clipper, which obviously the top bit had come off. So it's just left with the blades. So that there, if I was to claw your skin with it, that's it. You're in a lot of trouble. So that's all I had on me. But whereas he could have had machetes, he could have had guns. And it was so funny, right? Because as he was running it up, again, I've got status. So two of his boys knew who I was.
Okay.
So they came out, was like, oh no, hold on, no, leave him. No, he's cool people. Trust me, not him. He's one of the coolest people. So as they were pulling him back, that's when I've pulled Janet to the side. Janet, who the hell is that and what is actually going on? Talk to me now, innit? Talk to me now. What's going on? What, is this your fella? At that point there, when I asked her, is that your fella? Best believe 3 other guys were standing right behind her. So she couldn't lie. 3 other guys who were his friends were standing right behind her. So she couldn't lie. So she was like, yeah, he is. So I said, and you were going to tell me this when? When were you going to tell me this? I wasn't going to tell you this because I didn't want to hurt your feelings. I'm like, hurt my feelings? What do you mean hurt my feelings? You would have been better off telling me this. Hence, this is why. So behind the disrespect, behind what I didn't mention was avoiding phone calls certain times. Behind you're not at home, or behind mum's home so you can't come. It wasn't that mum was home, you can't come. It's so that you could go and link my man. So now, he's now calmed down Because other guys who I now know, who are his friends, also know seniors that know me.
Okay.
When we say seniors, so parents, people that know my parents. So his thing was, okay, these people that know him, know my parents, might know his parents.
Okay.
So let me calm down. So he's now calmed down now. So he's turned around to me and be like, hey fam, is that your girl? I said, yeah, of course she's my girl. Why am I here? She goes, nah, she ain't your girl. She's been my girl for the past how long now? So I'm like,
Had that been longer than you had been with her?
funny enough, no, it wasn't. It
No?
wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was because me and Janet only lasted a year and a bit. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know how many months they were in, but guess what? Only to hear a few days later, the other guy feels bad.
Oh.
I said, what do you mean? He goes, he was saying to her that, that there's a good guy that literally I've disappointed. Only to hear they're still together and they're still going on anyway.
Aish.
They're still going on anyway. Because again, don't get me wrong, yeah, that thing broke me when I heard that. I was like, jeez, you really didn't consider man then. Do you get what I'm saying? But then it was a thing of where, as the disrespect was going on, at that point was where I should have just ventured out and just left her.
Yeah.
Because that being said now, this was what was going on behind my back. Do you get what I'm saying? So at that point there, it was like, don't get me wrong. I had girls. No, I had girls. There was no, boy.
Well,
let me-
but when you say you had girls, what do you mean? You had girls interested in you or there's girls that you were doing bits with?
Oh, no. There was girls that were interested in me. Oh, I wish. Oh, now you see Gaki Shakur song, I should have cheated. Oh, that I should have cheated. Well, at least let me touch small. Oh my God. Oh, there was girls. There was girls that were on my back. Literally. Because again, it was a status thing. Do you see what I'm saying? But because I was so devoted and because I was so into Janet,
Yeah.
so it was like, nah, Janet's got better. After it had all happened, I found a new technique. That technique, every last girl that I thought was attractive, that approached me, I encountered them in a different way.
In what way?
In my mind.
Oh.
In my mind. All those times and all those months that I devoted my last bit of money, I would buy her stuff. We would go out cinema. We'll do all of that stuff there. Do you get what I'm saying? I.e., the part that I didn't mention was, we suffered an alarm. We had a false alarm.
In terms of?
Pregnancy.
Oh, right.
Had a pregnancy false alarm. So we went through that as well. Do you know what I mean? So we went through all of that. Only for it to result in me being cheated on. Not only was it me being cheated on, but it was me almost losing my life. Because I swear that had it not been for the three guys,
Yeah, something would have been.
I would have been dead because I would have gotten stabbed. Because from what I was told was, don't ramp with him. Like, he's got tools in his car. He can go in his car and pull them tools out, fam. That's it, you're gone. Now, am I really losing my life? At those times there, it's not like now where we obviously embrace Africa. If you had a twang in your voice, you were the mock. You were literally disregarded as a human because you weren't westernized enough. He had an accent. His sense of dressing sucked. He had not an ounce of a good look on him, as everybody else would say. Do you know what I'm saying? But what he did have was the character, the status,
And the car.
and the car, which was the flashy car of the time. Do you know what I mean? So because he had all of that, it was, and... Do you know what I mean? And it was so sad, right? Because that being said now, I had the status. I had the flair. I had the glitz. Do you know what I'm saying? But it was what was behind that glitz. He had status. Glitz, he didn't have no glitz and glamour about him because there was no talent. All he knew was, I'm doing up road.
Yeah.
I'm doing up road. Road has gotten me this far. Do Do you know what I'm saying? It's got to be my car. It's got to be my clout.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I don't need anything else. I can move to any girl that I try my hardest to with. Do you know what I'm saying? But where the problem was what he had and what I had. I basically had a source which had no substance to it. So it was, you know, when you run a bath, when you run a bubble bath, obviously to keep the bubbles at a certain level, you need water.
Yeah.
Me, it was just bubbles, no water. Do you understand? I was plastic. Do you get what I'm saying? But whereas what he had a bit of substance under it. Do you get what I'm saying? So to get to A and B, yeah, you had the car.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Okay, you're not the best of looking individual, but guess what? You got the humor, you got the character. Do you understand? You got the flair. Do you understand? So that there is enough. Do you see what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So for me, it was what's behind the glitz and glamour isn't anyone's forte. If I had that kind of status there, best believe I would be the guy. Do you know what I'm saying? I will be the man. The pastor's wife will be calling my phone. Deaconess Madame will be chasing me. Hey, Sister Patty will be telling me married my daughter. Chai, don't play with me, man. You understand?
So how did you break it off with her then? Did it break off at that point that you found out she was cheating, or you hung on for a little bit?
You know what was so funny? She broke up with me.
Oh.
That's how deep it was. So I was like, you know what? Listen, let's just bury this hatchet and let's just, you know what I'm saying? Let's forget this happened. Let's go home and then we can work something out. She was, no, Charles, it's over. So she broke up with me. That's how deep it was.
Did she say why?
She told me why. So in the end, what it was what her words were, I wanted to break up with you from ages ago, but I just didn't know how to do it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Bro.
So that being said, it was a thing of where, as she was talking, it all now made sense. The red flags, the dressing wasn't what she wanted. Do you know what I mean? Because certain times I would meet her.
Okay.
And she would tell me, no, wear that instead. No, don't wear this. Because back then, it was a thing of where I was into the baggy clothes. I'm not going to lie to you. Listen, I'll see Sean John. I'll see all of that. Yeah, listen, I'm wearing velour tracksuits. But whereas, no, she was like, no, wear straights. Wear straight jeans. Like, you don't need to, like, get some fresh Nike trainers. You don't need to be wearing FUBU. Because that's what I like wearing. I like wearing FUBU and wearing do-rags. Do you know what I mean? She was like, no, just go for a normal fade. She wanted the prim and slick look. Because that was what it was at the time. But whereas, no, I'm looking at the American thing because I want to wear a New Era hat backwards and have the do-rag flaring out on the side. Do you know what I'm saying? I want to wear, you know what I'm saying? I want to look like, you know how P. Diddy?
Yeah.
I want to look like him. With a baggy clothes. So obviously at the time it was them B2K and all them boys there. Obviously it was a baggy thing. Whereas over here, it was so solid. Whereas it was the Averex jackets, the straight jeans, the Nike Air Maxes with the hat forward. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what our thing was there. So she wanted me to do that. Whereas,
and is this what the other guy that she was seeing was doing in terms of clothes? But was he dressing like that?
He was wearing tracksuits. He was tug.
Okay.
He was tug.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? But guess what? She liked that more. Do you know what I'm saying? Which a lot of girls like that more. But where the problem was I didn't really understand it until later. I understood. I came to an understanding of, because all the time I always used to look at it from a good looking perspective.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't the greatest of looking, but I was good looking. I wasn't ugly. Do you understand? Whereas this boy, he was ugly. Oh God, I swear, he was ugly as hell. This brother was ugly. But you know what? He had the flair.
Yeah.
He had the flair, he had the character, and he knew how to go about things. Do you know what I'm saying?
Charisma, charm, and all of that.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He had all of that. He had all of that. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it is.
I totally get that, Shema. And now I guess when I'm playing back the lesson, your lesson is let not your left hand know what your right hand is doing. This sounds like that's what she was doing.
That's what she was doing.
Yeah,
that's why
this is definitely from her perspective.
That's why she won. And the reason why I say let not your left hand know what your right hand's doing is because, you know what? You're doing your thing on your side. I could have been doing my thing on my side and you would have never known a thing about it. And guess what? Had you not known about it, heartbreak, nobody would have gotten a heartbreak. Nobody would experience the heartbreak thing. you know what I'm saying? Because what would have happened was I would have found my thing. You would have found your thing and would have just branched off. Do you get what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you would have gone about your way. I would have gone about my way. No hard feelings. Do you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. But you know, she was doing her thing. And guess what? After all of that, like I said, she broke up with me and was still happy while I was the one who was gutted. Do you understand? So had I done my thing now and not told her about it, guess what? Hey, Keisha, I'm coming home tonight. You're going to cook for me. I would have been nice. Do you get what I'm saying? So hence, this is why I say, in it all, yeah, a lot of people, what I did, a lot of people will say, as you did the right thing, you didn't cheat though. But guess what? Did I do the right thing? Hell no. Because I'm the one who's suffering in the end. You see what I'm saying? So that being said now, it's let not your left hand know what your right hand is doing. That way, you would have been happy. And like I said, boom, it sounds like what I'm saying is bad. But with this scenario here, had it been that on both sides, there would be no heartbreak.
You'd have been better off.
Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is.
Hey, thanks, Shema, for sharing that story. It was definitely very entertaining.
Shema at his finest, you know?
And you guys have been listening to another episode of The Feeling Station. I'm your host, Tinto, and I will catch you in next weekend's episode. Peace.
Tell me what you're feeling.
Sati Zandaro Raini and Chake Zain.
Tell me what you're feeling. Now that it's over.
Sati Zandaro Raini and Chake Zain.
Let me talk about my feelings. Let me talk about my feelings, yeah.
Urudoi motoru no to kujidziro amai.
Kujidziro amai. Love is a fire.
Urudoi motoru no to kujidziro amai.